By the end of the day, this is going to be gone. Yeah, I'm ready for the change.
Hey, I'm Rem. I'm a comedian, musician, foodie, and world traveler. So I know a thing or two about getting around this big old floating space rock. I'll teach you the ins and outs of how I find cool places, so you can too.
Yep, at the time of recording this, my hair is all gone. But I wouldn't be doing my new travel channel justice if I didn't showcase the adventure of how I got here and one of my many homes, New York City. Why New York? I don't know. Could it be the way New York does its holiday season?
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Being in a crowd with no personal space just to snap a picture of the tree at Rockefeller Center, getting a picture with the Jollibee statue in Times Square, or going to the Canes with a DJ, or checking America's forever increasing national debt, or was it going to a goth-themed New Year's party with your friend, or annoying your friend's corgi who hates all things fine art, or the bodega cats. Hey, that's not a cat. Or seeing your heroes at the Nintendo store. Hey, check out the new shirt I got. Or going to the Met. Or the amazing street performers.
New York. You'll see Spider-Man playing Celine Dion.
Or going to the Museum of the Moving Image, which, as a content creator for YouTube, or someone who loves film and TV in general, this was kind of like a homecoming, a pilgrimage to Mecca of sorts, because this was where our passions started, and this is what was all behind that.
Bro.
So, highly recommend.
Somebody stop me!
Or exploring Chinatown for some cheap and delicious food. Or spending the night at a capsule hotel. Or walking the Williamsburg Bridge. Well, yes, all these things. I've been asking where I've been, saying, you seem like you left social media altogether. You were doing so great, which is true. I was doing some good work and making some sort of strides, and I won't deny I've had some success. I made some great brand partnerships and made some fun content, but the amount of effort I was putting in wasn't equaling the dollar signs needed to live the day-to-day. It got to the point where I was just posting mediocre in-between filler content that was so low effort, I wasn't proud of it anymore, which was honestly burning me out, so I took everything down. And needless to say, while fun at times, I grew tired of being stuck in a hot studio or busking on the beach, so I decided to continue being creative in other ways. How? Well, let's go back a bit. I felt like I just needed more school, and I wanted to be around fun people, so I spent time out in Chicago, where I have strong family ties, and took improv classes at the Second City, a place where some of my favorite actors and actresses got their start. It was life-changing, honestly, but a windfall of tragedy struck me and my family, so I disappeared. After healing some, I got back in the ring. I did more stand-up, debuted some of my original songs live, which are on my preview album that can be found on Spotify. I helped write a speech for my wheelchair-bound friend, Sun Zenith, who presented at the UN, and then some major auditions. Auditions? What for? Well, like I said, let's go for it. I've been wanting my master's degree for quite some time, and after all this rejection therapy and learning that everyone starts somewhere, I thought, why not me? Why not try for the top schools in the nation? So I tried. I applied and did auditions for NYU, Yale, and Juilliard, which I spent countless hours practicing in my room or deep dive researching on Shakespeare at the Schwartzman Library. And after some of the most stressful audition processes of my life, I received 3 rejection letters, which was sad. It honestly made for some long train rides home. But I was proud. I at least tried, even with the sting of rejection. And hey, just because it wasn't a yes now, doesn't mean I can't try again next year. All of these experiences fundamentally changed me. I started seeing the world a little differently. And maybe you'll think I'm crazy, but no. I did not get a haircut for all of these experiences and auditions. I wanted to be my authentic self and really dove into being vulnerable and attempting to stand out as someone who didn't conform. Maybe that set me up for failure. I don't know. I just felt this whole year people hadn't been taking me seriously, so I opted that it was finally time to give my locks away. Literally. I decided, well, how do I turn this loss into a positive? How about I donate my hair? And that's when I stumbled upon Hair We Share, a nonprofit organization that takes hair donations and turns them into wigs for people of all ages who have some sort of ailment that causes them to lose their hair. So I said, let's go for it. Which led me to Made Man Barbershop on 23rd Street in Manhattan, where my guy Suki helped me with my donation. The important thing to remember when you're doing any hair donation is that there are specific guidelines you have to hit, or your hair, while graciously donated, will unfortunately have to be discarded. So whoever you donate to, remember to follow their guidelines. I decided to keep the first cut moments for myself, but we ended up with 6 small ponytails, and then Suki worked his magic. He was for sure a showman, which kind of scared me a little at first, but he was such a fun energy, it made the entire donation process a great experience. Suki and Made Man Barbershop, I truly hope someone who's going through a hard time can gain a little more self-confidence through my donation.
So I did a thing. It's new. Haven't cut my hair in 3 or 4 years. My head is cold. It is freezing. My ears are freezing. I gotta get new headshots now.
I'd finally done it, and all there was left to do was to drop it off at the post office that next morning. End of an era. So, big changes. I haven't looked this barefaced since 2019 when I was teaching English in Japan. I wanted to keep my beard because it makes me look a little older, but I decided let's shave the rest off. And while this past season I didn't exactly succeed in the ways that I'd hoped, I hope what you get from watching this is that it inspires you to get out of being stuck in your old ways, to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. And while I've done some really cool and notable things this past year, you too have the ability to do those same things if you work with and through whatever fears are holding you back. Ask yourself, well, why not me? And go for it. Now, if you like this video and want to donate to Hair We Share, I've linked their website in the description of this video where you can find out more about them. And while I love to travel and make this kind of content for you, remember there are thousands of hours and dollars you do not see that go into the crafting of this. So if you'd like to support me, take a look at my Patreon and sign up as a patron so I can have the funds to make more content like this. So to do a quick recap of the beginning of the video, I went from going like a mix between a guy like this and like this, okay, not like that, more like this, yeah, to this.
You really are the most devious bastard in New York City.
Well, there you have it, folks. We're all caught up. And while I've said goodbye to New York for now, spending time away from the city with family and friends, I look forward to making more content, as I do have a backlog of about a dozen videos I'd like to produce. So stay tuned for those, and I look forward to sharing the next big, and that's a hint for you, adventure I go on, coming up soon. Stay curious, my friends.